everybody! Welcome back to Witch on the Holy Night, aka Mahoyo. Whew, it's good to be back. My voice may not be at 100% yet, but it is basically at 90%, and Mahoyo is pretty chill, so I honestly couldn't wait to start streaming again, so let's fucking go. Last time, Aoko and Soujirou got to know each other a bit more as they were assigned to clean the church together as part of Soujirou's part-time work. And Soujirou got to know this mysterious lady, who is totally fucking like spy on him for some reason. And Aoko's roommate, her witch senior, has also been hunting down some demons, which have been murdering people in town. And they were very robotic, very robot-like demons. It's quite interesting. I'm not exactly sure. I'm wondering how that's going to factor into the story. Like, is magic going to be like some kind of lost technology in the story? Is it going to be one of those stories or what? So I'm very curious to see where this goes. So, without further ado, let's get started. Yo, hello Mirage, welcome to the stream. And yes, we did episode 1.5, which was somehow optional last time. Time for episode 2. Little happening of last night.
The
city is really strange.
But
a pretty easy place to live, once you get the hang of it.
Hello Nader, welcome to the stream. I'm pretty good, thanks. Not 100%, but like 90%. And since Mahoyo is pretty chill, I thought it'd be fine. Soujirou sighed listlessly. He looked down at the winter schoolyard below, lost in thought. Ah, it's this song. December was written on the corner of the chalkboard. Usually this song is accompanied by very tragic things happening in the next episode preview of anime. So the song puts me on edge. Hello S1, welcome to the stream. I'm feeling mostly better, like again around 90%. He could not believe 10 days had already passed since he transferred to the school. The last vestiges of autumn had faded with the change of the month. The trees were all but barren, and the ground below them a mat of fallen leaves. Fourth period was classics. An elderly teacher stood at the lectern and rambled on. Ah, the art is so fucking good. Only to hear he'd finally gotten used to the classroom. He's had a long way to go to get up to speed in his classes. Lacking even the basic understanding most students learn in their early scholastic life, it was a battle for Soujirou to keep up. Even if he was unable to grasp all the content right away, he at least tried to memorize everything in the hope that he could make use of it down the road. Which is why, losing himself in his thoughts, was about the last thing he should have been doing. He would normally chastise himself for daydreaming, but Loose Furomancer, welcome to the stream. Troublingly, he was unable to concentrate in class today. Hello, Red Max and Tom, welcome to the stream. Soujirou could not place the source of his lack of concentration. It could not have been the winter in the city. It was much milder than in the mountains. Neither was his part-time job particularly tiring. He was not any more physically fatigued than the average student, so that couldn't be it either. Others might conclude that it was because the courses were boring, but that seemed off the mark too. Soujirou did not share his classmates' opinions about their classes. On the contrary, he rather enjoyed his class time. Interesting. No, his frame of mind was not to blame either. Trying to figure out what was wrong only made him more depressed.
いけない。こんなんじゃ気が散る一方だ。
What's wrong with me? It's not like me to be so distracted.
He scolded himself and turned his attention to the chalkboard. The rhythmic ticks of the chalk were sending him into a slumber, but he somehow managed to resist their lullaby. And yet, he was still unable to focus on the class. Soujirou reflected silently as it was his custom, and sighed inwardly. Deep down, he knew the real source of his agitation. The events of the previous night were the only thing it could be. What exactly is he referring to? What? Are we gonna flash back to it? Did he see some magic? I bet he did. I bet he fucking did. And we're gonna flash back to it Evangelion style.
Unfamiliar ceiling.
I see. With the chime to signal the end of class, the teacher bowed and exited into the hallway. To see him off, the 30 or so students all stood up from their desks. The clock, which had seemed to slow dramatically around 11:30, now struck noon. Hey, there's his friend. The tension seemed to fade from the room all at once. The release from a difficult lesson was the start of lunchtime, the highlight of school life. Misaki High's cafeteria was not particularly known for its quality of food. Yo, Yoshi, welcome to the stream. A bunch of new people today. Nice. Complaints that the quality was below that of a private school went unheeded. And the same unique flavors appeared on the menu each and every day. Private school prices coupled with subpar quality led the majority of students to opt for box lunches instead. Soujirou's Class 2C was no exception. The boys muscled as many as 10 desks into what resembled a long dining table. Conversely, the girls divided themselves into smaller tables of 2 or 3 desks with practiced ease and started chatting within their cliques. Yo, Doors, welcome to the stream. Not a single student wasted even a second of their precious lunchtime. Nicholas, welcome to the stream. Where both sides differed in method, they shared a common goal: Soujirou was struck dumb by the efficiency of the transformation. Even after 10 days, he was unable to keep pace with the rest of the class and remained seated where he had sat during the previous period.
Oi! Kochiko yo, Shizuki!
Hey, Suzuki! Over here!
Oh my god. Yoshi. Well, thank you so much for going to the Azure playthrough. Yeah, I don't think you can start with Cold Steel 4. Yep. I don't think that's a good starting point. The voice came from the large makeshift dining table near the window. Hosuke Konomi was beckoning him over while leaning back in his chair in a way that looked like he could fall backward any second. Ah, I know the type. I know this archetype. My voice is 90% better. Thank you for asking, Nicholas. He was regularly shot down by others in the class for being lazy and crass, but his earnest nature kept him from getting on anyone's bad side. Though something could be said for not being so forthcoming all the time too.
飯にしようぜ、飯。
Three times a wasting. Let's eat!
俺さ、昨日店の残り物もらいすぎたんだよ。春巻きだよ、春巻き。それを見た親父がさ、もらったもんは残すなってうるさくてさ。食いもん、春巻きしかねえんだわ。
I got a bunch of leftover spring rolls from yesterday. Well, when my dad saw him, he told me I shouldn't waste them. Oh, that's the only thing I got.
Oh, thank you so much, Yoshi. Yeah, if you played first and second, you definitely should play third. Or watch it. It seemed his endgame was to find someone who might take pity on him and trade him for something better. Two of them worked at the same restaurant, so he was one of the few people Soujirou knew before starting school. He was also the reason Soujirou was able to learn the true meaning of the phrase, "Can't live with him, can't live without him."
お、いいな。しずきも来いよ。今日は待ちに待った缶詰祭りをすっからさ。
Oh, thank you for that, Spheromancer.
Yeah, Suzuki! Get your butt over here! It's a long-awaited canned food festival today!
ついに結婚するのかよ。誰か冷静になった方がいいんじゃないのか実際。
So we're really going through with this? We're absolutely sure we want to do this.
バカ、すげえ楽しいってきっと。そりゃパチモン臭いけど、カニ缶とか食い放題なんだぜ。サバ缶じゃなくて。
You bet your ass we are! Sure, the stuff is processed to hell. All the canned crab you can eat. This ain't no sardines in a can, dude.
マジやったー俺も参加するコンビーフは一人一個それとも早い者勝ち
You for real? And hell yeah, count me in. There's enough corned beef for everyone? Or is it first come, first served?
お前な、一人で何個も食えるもんじゃねえぞ、あれ。うまいのは最初の一個だけだって。
That's not something you can eat a ton of, you know? Only the first can't taste any good.
しずきたちが来るならノルマは一人7個に下がるのか。助かるな。
With Suzuki on board, we'd be at an even 7 cans apiece. What do I say? 7 cans? What the fuck?
ところで木の実の弁当の中身なんか缶詰より硬そうじゃね
How can you eat that many cans of food in one meal? Like, even one can of tuna is good enough for a sandwich.
So what's up with your lunch, Konomi? Looks harder than the cans.
The boys usually pass the time by making fun of each other's lunches. But today they were united against a common foe. A pyramid of countless cans stood in the middle of the table. They had all been taken from the pantry of a certain student's house. Really? Oh my god. Oh god, that sounds like a recipe for disaster. And the expiration dates on them have been scribbled out with a marker. It could be pet food for all you know.
よしやろうども各自毎缶切りの用意はいいな
Oh god.
Alright, lads. Everyone got your can openers?
食べるも地獄残すも地獄我ら5次元目の授業はないものと恐れぬ修羅となり鉄の悪魔どもを平らげん
And don't you have to usually cook canned food after you open the can? Oh my god.
Eating them sucks. No one likes leftovers. But these metal demons must be slain at all costs. Even if it means missing 5th period.
食材は下町の何でも紹介マーケット中山からの提供です
Oh, and a special thanks to our sponsors, Downtown Mahoyo and Nakayama Market.
ヒューバカも休み休みイエーイ
Yeah, baby, let's eat.
The boys united as one and hoisted their can openers into the air.
ほらしずきも食べようぜ缶切りならまだあるからさ
Eat up, Suzuki. There's enough can openers to go around.
いや君らの弁当の毒味はごめんだって昨日言ったはずだ
Like, not necessarily cooked, Nada, but like prepared. Like adding like mayonnaise to tuna and stuff like that. Or putting it on bread.
I thought I told you yesterday I'm not interested in being your taste tester.
それにその缶詰半分以上賞味期限切れてるだろ
And besides, at least half of those cans are past their expiration date.
なんだよ釣れねえな
Oh, come on, live a little.
Quite an inexplicably excited group of guys. Their real motivation seemed to be to spread the pain. But moved by their energy and conceding defeat, Soujirou got up from his seat and joined them. And before he could,
私たちが釣り上げようかな
hey, give it a rest, why don't you?
しずきくんあんなの放っておいて一緒にどう
Forget them, Suzuki. Come eat with us. Another interested party joined the fray. A girl with short but stylish hair called out to him. She had also tried to get Soujirou to join the track and field club several days earlier.
いやそっちも遠慮したいなできれば
Soujirou is pretty popular.
Thanks for the offer, but I'd rather not.
He answered with a troubled look on his face. On their table was nothing but a pile of fruit Soujirou had never seen before.
なんでパパイヤとか嫌いマンゴーもあるしヤシの実だってあるし内緒だけど夕張メロンもあるんだから
This voice sounds familiar. This voice actor sounds familiar. Goddamn. I don't know where I can place her, but she sounds familiar. What? Why? You don't like papayas? Got mango and coconut if you want something else. And don't tell anyone, but you've even got the Yubari melon. The members of the fruit group pumped their fists in unison at that last delicacy.
待てなんだヤシの実ってあれ食えるもんなの
Wait, coconuts? Can't you even eat those?
あマンゴー余ったら回してほしいな
I'd like a mango if you have any extra.
バカ肉食え肉そんなんだから貧弱な体してんだぞお前ら
Idiots. Meat! Meat! Eat anything else to make you weak.
Soujirou couldn't keep track of all the voices flying across the room.
わかるのはどっちも破滅的だってことだけだ
All I know is that nothing good will come out of either of these choices.
That being said, he found it difficult to refuse them outright. His tendency to accept others' goodwill at face value occasionally left him frozen with indecision. Not accustomed to regular human interaction, He was unable to judge when it was or was not appropriate to turn someone down. Someone tapped the lost little lamb on the shoulder.
ほっとけほっとけ。いちいちここのバカどもに付き合ってちゃ人生台無しだ。適当に流しとけばいいんだよ。
Ooh, real character. Here we go.
Don't mind them. If you get involved with every idiot who invites you to do something, it'll mess up your whole life. It's okay to turn them down, you know.
ほら、お前らもな、善良な羊を悪の園に引きずり込んでんじゃねえよ。
And you guys, stop trying to lead this good soul over to the dark side.
An inappropriately loud voice echoed throughout the classroom from behind him.
副会長
Vice President.
Soujirou turned around to see a boy about a head taller than him. His long hair, well unkempt, had been brushed back, an appealingly windswept look. His attractive features belied the contempt for the classroom his eyes carried. Unlike the perpetually dopey-looking Soujirou. Oh my god. I love Soujirou's no thoughts, head empty expression. When he has it. He was an extremely attractive boy, capable of captivating anyone who so much as glanced at him. In most cases, such a boy's presence would be met with awe and respect. However...
なんだよ、副会長様のお出ましかよ。
Oh, look. Our mighty vice president has graciously decided to pay us a visit.
てめえらのバカ顔にはコリゴリだって学食に陣取ってたんじゃなかったのかよ。
I thought you were gonna take up residence at the cafeteria, so you wouldn't have to see our stupid faces anymore.
へへへ。ここは見ての通り、ボンクラどもが集う貧民街でございますよ。王子はほら、A組の綺麗どころとカフェでお茶でもしてればいいじゃない。
Have you lost your way, your highness? You're slumming where the commoners eat gruel from their troughs. Shouldn't you be sipping tea with the babes from Class A?
またしずき呼びに来たのかよ。青子女子といい、飛び丸殿下といい。しずき、なんかヤバいことしちゃったのか。
Ooh, okay, so he seems like a good guy.
Why don't you leave Suzuki alone, huh? First Lady Aoko has it in for him. Now His Highness too. What could he have done to earn the attention of such royalty?
しずきくんは校則違反しないじゃん。ちょっとそれ以外のルール破るだけで。
God damn, and here's the downside of NVL mode. A lot of times it's hard to tell who's talking. God damn it. Ah, fuck berries.
Really? But Suzuki's stickety two-shoes. He has not been breaking any rules.
Well, the rules of the school at least.
ってことはやっぱり築地くん青崎に振られてからそっちに走ったって本当だったのね Oh my god, the yaoi! Wait, could it be that Tsukiji really switched teams after Ozaki rejected him?
They continued to give him a hard time. Soujirou could not help but feel sorry for him. The class vice president, on the other hand, showed absolutely no reaction whatsoever. It's just that it's really hard when there's a lot of random people talking, like background characters. And background characters can sound similar to the main characters. Like sometimes. So it's fine when there's a scene with just main characters, but when there's a lot of background people, it can be very difficult. The class vice president, on the other hand, showed absolutely no reaction whatsoever. He glared at them with a bored look and simply raised his voice.
相変わらず無駄に元気があって結構じゃねえかてめえら。
He sounds familiar as well.
You freak, she gets some new material.
そんなに活力たぎってんなら冬季特別清掃班にだって参加できるよな。おい
Why don't you spend your time with more why don't you spend your time more productively for once? Like everyone with the special winter cleaning team? Yeah, you heard me.
今んところ 自主的に申し出てるのは全校で1人しかいねえんだ。西全員が参加すりゃ俺も青崎も肩の荷が下りるってもんなんだがよ。
Only one student in the entire school has signed up so far. Having all Class C with us would be a huge help, but I guess you want me and Ozaki to do all the work.
The menacing growl in his voice contrasted greatly with the boy's well-constructed looks. Okay, so yeah, he is supposed to sound deeper than he looks. Both Team Canned and Team Fruit's words were doused like a fire being smothered. This was partly due to their fear of the boy, but mostly due to their fear of the special winter cleaning team. What the fuck is that? Yes, the special winter cleaning team. Joining meant spending part of your winter break cleaning up the old school building. Ah, there's gonna be fucking ghosts in there for sure. And mountainous rear courtyard that have been neglected by the previous 2 student councils. It was a form of legalized torture that could potentially ruin 3 whole days of your winter break. And forget about any compensation in the form of extra credits. No, it was pointless volunteer work for a student council project. It's practically a miracle they have found even a single volunteer.
いや僕らちょっと体弱いんでスミッチョで缶詰食べてますね。
Sorry. But we're clearly, not fit enough. Yeah, that's it. That's uptakes conditioning. We'll just eat our canned food and in the corner now, okay?
私たちも貧血気味でこうやって果物食べてないと死んじゃうっていうか冬休みはもう予定いっぱいっていうか Yeah, us too. We're, anemic, you see? And, if we don't eat this food, well, die. But you get plants or something.
All the students but one scuffled away.
よし、昼食はやっぱり静かにやらねえとな。
That's much better. Long time is best in silence.
1年坊主の教室より2年の教室の方がやかましいなんて苦情。いい加減にしやがれよ、アホども。
I'm tired of people complaining that you guys make more noise than the freshmen. Get it together, you losers.
The mob meekly scurried away. Soujirou turned to join them, but as he did,
お前はこっちだ、宗次郎。ちょい顔貸せ。
Hold on, Soujirou. You're with me.
a hand on his shoulder held him in place.
だよ、生徒会応募。人んちのテーブルマナーまで指図してほしくねえよな。
Jeez, who do the student council think they are anyway? Barging into our classroom, lecture us on table manners.
Konomi cursed him under his breath to his friends. Second, the vice president turned to go.
はあ？上等じゃねえか、木の実。いいぜ。お前が記念すべき2人目だ。冬休み、首を洗って待ってやがれ。
What was that, Konomi? Ah, you want to become our second volunteer? Perfect. I'll make it the best winter vacation you've ever had.
The vice president must have heard everything Konomi said, because he gave a thumbs up before figuratively jabbing it in his eye.
はあ？何言ってんですか、あいつ。
Yo, is this guy for real?
あれ自主的なイベントじゃん。いくら副会長だって強制はできないですよね。
This is voluntary, isn't it? It ain't voluntary if you gotta force people to do it, am I right?
The problem child of Class C laughed merrily.
そりゃ昨日までの話だ。
That was yesterday.
会長の提案が学校側に受理されてな。本日付で生徒会役員は強制力のある推薦権をもらえたんだよ。
The school has since accepted the president's proposal that council members may be able to forcibly enlist students for participation.
特に会長と副会長の推薦は絶対だ。拒否した場合、学校側はともかく青崎が何するか俺には止められねえから、そのつもりでな。
And recommendations by the president and vice presidents are ironclad. Refusing them means breaking school rules in addition to facing Alzaki's wrath, which Let me tell you now, I won't be able to stop.
それ事実上の死刑宣告じゃ。生徒会マジ応募。
What? You're hanging me by my balls here. As extortion or blackmail or something.
Konomi's terrified shrieking continued behind them as the vice president and Soujirou left the classroom. Hello, Olga. Welcome to the stream.
お前も大変だな、宗十郎。
What am I gonna do with you, Soujirou?
あんたも割と暇なんだな、副会長。
With me? Aren't you busy with other things, Vice President?
Student council room. The two entered the empty student council room. Masaki High's student council had use of two rooms. One was a large office specifically made for the student council. The second was an archive room, once used as a preparatory office for math courses. As the latter of the two, the walls were lined with densely packed shelves, making an already cramped room seem even more confined. For this reason, it served more as a private refuge to the student council. The two students sat across from one another. Tobimaru Tsukichi. He was the son of the chairman of Misaki High School and the vice president of the school council. Like Soujirou, he was in his second year, and first met the transfer student on a week earlier, when the task of looking after him was dumped onto the student council.
副会長はやめろって。クソったれな話だが、俺は所詮会長の犬だからな。
I told you to stop calling me that. People may as well call me the president's dog. The shit I have to take from her.
As self-deprecating as words were, he hardly seemed dissatisfied with the arrangement. Oh wow. We might have a love triangle going here. Eventually, I mean. He took a snack from his pocket and grimaced at it before taking a bite. The 100-calorie energy bar sacrificed flavor for efficacy, but somehow not enough to prevent him from gnawing on it like a piece of jerky.
そうか。でも犬は良くないな、飛び丸。
Oh my god.
I see what you're saying, Tobimaru. But being a dog isn't exactly a good thing.
Soujirou sat in the chair with a concerned look on his face.
あ？犬がどうしたって？
Huh? What's wrong with dogs?
犬は良くないって言った。例えが違う気がするし、何より怖いぞ、あれ。
Interesting, he doesn't like dogs. I wonder why.
Dogs aren't good. I mean, it's a bad comparison in the first place, but dogs are way scarier.
なんだよ。山奥育ちのくせに犬が怖いのか？
I wonder if he had a bad experience.
You grew up in the mountains and you're still afraid of dogs?
そりゃ大抵の生き物は怖いけど、犬は別格だ。
I wonder what's up with this.
I'm afraid of most animals, but dogs are in a class of their own.
徒党を組んだ野犬ほど始末に負えないものはない。
A pack of wild dogs is particularly terrifying.
足の速さも脅威だけど、何より執念深すぎる。
They're as tenacious as they are fast.
坂だろうと追いかけてくるし、最後の一匹になるまで引かないんだぞ。
No matter where you run, they'll chase you as long as there's still life left in them.
Soujirou opened his lunch as he spoke. Inside the bright green cloth, 3 beautifully made triangular rice balls.
ショックだ。
Would you look at that?
ショックって何が？
Look at what? What do you mean?
いや、 そんなこの世のものとは思えない握り飯を見たのは初めてだ。思わず絶句しちまった。
Ah, nothing. I thought those are some special looking rice balls you got there.
それどっちなんだ？
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
褒めてるんだよ、バカ。
I'm trying to compliment you, you idiot.
That's an odd word to use as a compliment. Soujirou was always confounded by phrasing. That could be interpreted in multiple ways. Euphemisms and subtle sarcasm were often lost on him. It was only on rare occasions like this one that he chose to confirm what was being said. Tobimaru had come to suspect that Soujirou had a very black and white way of seeing things.
ところで、その固まった小麦粉みたいなの、美味しいのか？
Say, does that hard chunk of flour-looking stuff taste any good?
Soujirou stared at the energy bar with a curious look on his face.
まずくはねえが、うまくもねえよ。まあ、試してみる分には止めねえが。
It's not meant to taste good. I can try it if you want.
人間、何事も手間暇惜しむようになっちゃおしまいだぜ。ことが三大欲求ならなおさらだ。
People shouldn't hold back when it comes to the three base desires.
Tobimaru quickly finished off his bar, put another one on the table, and grabbed one of Sojirou's rice balls. Typo. Soujirou failed to notice the rudeness of the forced exchange, and gave the proffered... Is that a type, or is that a real word? Energy bar a try.
なんだか土を食べてるみたいだ。
Yeah, that's what I'd expect.
It, kinda tastes like dirt.
違いない。遊びをなくせば人生こんなもんだって見本だな。
Yeah, I've never heard that word before. Thank you. Wow, I have never heard that word before in all my 41 years of life. Thank you for that.
No, you get it. It's what a joyless existence tastes like.
Out of principle, Soujirou labored over his energy bar, cringing all the while. He was both curious of the unknown and loath to leave something unfinished.
今無理に平らげる必要はねえぞ。そいつの利点は携帯食ってところだからな。素で味気ないが、食えるうちは味が落ちないのがいいところだ。
Don't force yourself to finish it right now. The point of it is they eat it on the run. And while the flavor isn't that great, at least it's consistent.
まあ、そっちはともかく。どうだ、少しは慣れたか？
Anyway, never mind that. Getting used to how things work around here.
ああ、飛び丸や青崎が気を使ってくれているからね。
Yes, you and Aozaki have been a huge help.
Tobimaru turned his eyes up to the ceiling, unable to handle Sojirou's carefree smile. As absent-minded as Soujirou might have been, his expressions were nonetheless incredibly earnest. It was like a poison to someone self-absorbed as Tobimaru.
だから青崎は来ねえんだよな。
Ugh, now I know why Aozaki goes out of her way to avoid him.
He took a bite from the rice ball to steer himself away from such thoughts. Though now cold, the rice had managed to maintain its freshness, startling Tobimaru.
ん？いや待て。気を使ってんのは俺だけじゃねえか。青崎なんてお前が転入した日に彼迷惑だから見張ってての一言だけだぞ。
Huh? Wait a sec, I'm the one that has your back, you know that, right? Aozaki told me you were too annoying to deal with.
なんでそこで君が怒るんだ？
Did I say something to upset you?
いや、だからだな。お前が学校になれるよう陰ながら見守ってんのは俺で、青崎は生徒会室で全校生徒の弱みを集めてるだけって話だ。面倒な苦労してんのは俺だけじゃねえかって。
Goddamn pauses.
Don't you get it? I'm the only one helping you keep your head above water while Aozaki's sitting in the student council room taking up dirt on other students. I'm the one who gets lumbered with the crap jobs while she gets it.
Tobimaru stopped himself, realizing how ridiculous he sounded. Soujirou, rightly so, knew it was nothing to get this upset over.
まあ、いいさ。青崎に言いつけられなきゃこうなることもなかったしな。
Well, whatever. I'm only here because she told me to be.
知ってるか？あいつ、どうして俺にこんな役させたと思う？
Do you know? Do you know why she stuck me with you?
副会長だからだろ。
Because you're the vice president?
Tobimaru's handsome face went dark.
あのな、どうして副会長が転入生一人にかかりっきりにならなくちゃいけねえんだよ。
I was wondering about this. I'm not completely back to normal. I'm like at 90%. If I try to go too high, then my voice will get all scorchy.
Do you really think it's normal for a student council vice president to waste all his time on a single transfer student?
いいぜ。機会があったら青崎本人に聞いてみな。あいつの本性がわかるからよ。
Ugh, whatever, man. Try asking her directly if you get the chance. You'll learn who she really is.
He snatched another bite of the rice ball while grumbling under his breath. They hurt once again. Rice grains that were just dry enough to be fresh and tender in the mouth. A morsel that betrayed its humble description, which must have been delicately molded by a master chef rather than haphazardly clumped into a ball.
そして何よりこの塩加減。中の具から染み出した厳妙な醤油加減はどうだ。食欲をそそるどころか、脳を食欲だけにするような。おお。
Just the right amount of salt and the subtlest of soy sauce notes coming from the center. It doesn't just whet your appetite, it stimulates the desire centers to your brain and... Oh, wow.
飛び丸、思ってることが口に出てるみたいだけど。
Tobimaru, you appear to be thinking out loud.
あ、いや、それほどのショックだったってわけだ。
It's nothing. Just color me surprised.
なあ、その字。これ具はなんだ？
Hey, Sonoji! What's this filling anyway?
It was only natural to inquire about the unexpectedly delicious bite. He had been nibbling around the edges and not yet reached its center.
ああ、それはイナゴ。
Oh my god!
Oh, that would be grasshopper.
ありえねえ!
No way!
The vice president choked on his cough. He had assumed that Soujirou would prefer earthy ingredients instead of seafood on account of his mountain life, but he had never expected he would use grasshoppers. Oh my god.
くそ、食う前に言えよな。信じられねえぐらいうまいと思っちまったじゃねえか。
Damn it! You should have warned me first, Soujirou! But man, was that delicious! I'm so conflicted!
今のは嘘だよ。
Oh, interesting. So he can joke around.
Oh, I was just joking.
They locked eyes for a moment.
本当は鮭。いくらなんでもイナゴはね。
Oh man, that was a good one.
It's salmon. I would never eat grasshopper.
おお、そうだよな。いや、安心した。いくらなんでもイナゴはねえよな。
That was a good one.
Oh, Right. Yeah, I knew that. Of course it wouldn't be grasshopper.
こんな都会で身の締まった田舎が手に入るなんて。
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, you can't find fresh grasshoppers in the city to begin with.
Oh my god. As curious as those words were, Tobimaru decided to let them go.
たく、どっちにしても冗談きついぜ。危うく吐き出すところだったじゃねえか。らしくねえぞ、宗次郎。
Geez, Soujirou, that's not something to joke about. You want me to hurl or something?
君が青崎の悪口を言うからだ。
Oh wow. He really likes her already.
Don't say bad things about Ozaki then.
His face. Oh my god. Soujirou closed his eyes as he continued to chew on his rice ball. Tobimaru watched incredulously as Soujirou made no attempt to hide his disapproval. I'm assuming we're gonna get an Evangelion flashback to what happened last night. I'm assuming that she saved him from a demon with her powers.
おい、今のはさすがに聞き捨てならねえぞ。俺が青崎の悪口を言ったから異種返しをしたと、そういうことか?
Okay, I can't just let that go. You're really saying you were taking revenge for Ozaki?
Soujirou continued chewing. The country voiced silent protest, said all that needed to be said. The vice president suddenly looked like he had been struck by lightning.
なんてこった。お前、まさか青崎に惚れてんのか?
What the? Don't tell me you've fallen for Ozaki!
そうなのか? そうなんだな。おい、眠ってねえで起きろ。
I bet he likes her too. I totally bet.
You have, haven't you? Hey, I asked you a question, damn it!
Tobimaru flew out of his chair and violently shook Soujirou by the shoulders. Soujirou opened his eyes.
そうか。お前は1年前の惨劇を知らないんだな。
I forgot. You don't know about what happened a year ago.
知ってりゃ、そんなストレートな破滅願望を持つこともなかったろうに。
Oh, okay, so she must have dated someone else and it ended badly.
Because if you did, it wouldn't be treading down this path of destruction, my friend.
君の言葉には誤解が含まれてるけど、それは後にする。それより、1年前の惨劇って?
Soujirou has some pretty hilarious expressions. It's like a little rabbit face here.
You've got it all wrong, but that's okay. Tell me what happened a year ago first. Huh.
Tobimaru regained his composure and sat down after a moment's thought.
仕方ねえ。この手の噂をするのは好きじゃねえんだけどな。
Okay. I'm not one to gossip, but for you, my friend, I'm making an exception.
Tobimaru reassured himself that it was in Sojirou's best interest as a young man to know.
あれは青崎がまだ1年の頃の話だ。
It went down when Ozaki was a freshman.
あの頃はみんな入学したばっかりで、青崎がどんな性格か誰も知らなかった。
Everybody was new to high school, so nobody knew what anyone was like yet, her included.
あいつ、外見は文句なしに美人だからな。
She was a total babe. I mean, just look at her.
そりゃ男どもは狂気乱舞したもんさ。
All the guys were crazy for her.
Little did they know that soon after they would go Crazy for an entirely different reason.
4月5月はもう上を下への大騒ぎだよ。
Wow, that is crazy, Spheromancer. The first couple of months, the school descended into chaos.
あの時ばかりは上級生も下級生もなかったな。
The first couple of months, the school descended into chaos. You gotta remember that early on in the year, no one cared about class hierarchy.
野郎同士の牽制、共闘、果ては決闘まで。まあ、よくも騒いだもんさ。青崎に近寄るだけでも大変だったんだぜ。
That must have been super annoying for her. I don't think she's the type to like that kind of attention.
So, tons of guys were fighting themselves over her. It was insane. Just getting anywhere near Ozaki was next to impossible.
なんでそんなよくわからない事態になるんだ？
I don't understand. Why would that happen?
そりゃ、青崎は一人きり。命知らずな野郎は延べ100人ほどいたからだよ。
Guess that's what happens when 100 guys like the same girl. Duh.
一人一人青崎とランチしても3ヶ月かかるだろ。
It would have taken Ozaki 3 months' time just to have lunch with them all individually.
だから、まずは男同士でつまんねえ暗闘があったのさ。
They had a tournament arc. Oh my god.
Some people decide to fight over who gets to ask her out.
まあいい。わからねえならそこは飛ばそう。所詮負け犬どもの話だしな。本筋にはなりえねえ。
And we're all a bunch of losers if you ask me. What happened next is the juicy part.
でな、そんなどうでもいい戦いを勝ち残った奴らは、列なしで1年の女に言い寄ったわけだ。
Those who emerged from the conflict unscathed made their move.
青崎はあれで、なんていうか、相手のなけなしの誠意じゃなくてあれか、勇気。そういうのを無視できずに認めちまうやつだからな。
Oh, really? Interesting.
And though she might not seem like it, she's the type who likes to put a guy down lightly, you know? Because their sincerity or courage or whatever was somewhere that crap.
言い寄ってくる相手を可能な限り丁寧に断ってた。
Interesting. Huh. You'd think she'd be more blunt.
At any rate, she rejected all comers politely as she could.
が、中にはそれで勘違いしちまうやつもいてよ。
But of course there was one guy who couldn't take a hint.
3年のある野郎が、これは脈ありと見て、青崎に何度も言い寄ったんだよ。
It was a third year who just refused to give up.
多分、そいつ頭がおかしかったんだ。今にして思うと、そうとしか思えん。
Maybe he was just a little bit nuts. It's hard to see it any other way at this point.
Incidentally, Tobimaro decided to gloss over the fact that the student was also the former student council president.
学園ばかりか。青崎の家まで押しかけたそうだな。あまりにしつこいんで、青崎も堪忍袋の尾が切れたんだろう。
Well, yeah, if he was fucking
口
stalking
にする
her.
のははばかられる方法で振ったんだよ。
If he was being a goddamn stalker, then yeah, that's what he fucking deserves.
But he didn't just keep it up only at school. Later he started following her home. That must have been the last straw, because Ozaki wigged out. He sent it packing in ways I'm not comfortable repeating out loud.
Ah,
そい
smash!
つは自分から他校に転入希望したばかりか、三崎町からも逃げ出しちまって、青崎も1ヶ月ばかり自宅謹慎を食らった。
He deserves it. If he's stalking her, then yeah.
The conclusion? Student didn't just request a transfer, he tucked tail and left Misaki completely. Aosaki was sentenced to a month of house arrest.
世に言う血の公会堂事件だ。
It came to be known as the Bloody Town Hall Incident.
詳しく知りたけりゃ本人はまずいな。新聞部にでも行け。あそこの部長は命知らずだから 聞けば面白がって教えてくれる。
Yeah, she did not do anything wrong. I don't think. Seriously.
She could tell you more about it than I can. But I wouldn't recommend asking her. Ask the school newspaper editor instead. She loves a bit of gossip.
飛び丸その具体的な表現を恋に避けてないか
Tobimaru, I get the feeling you're not telling me everything.
仕方ねえだろ。理事長の息子だろうがなんだろうが、怖いものは怖えし、高校ぐらいは無事卒業しとかねえとな。
I mean, as long as you're not like fucking stalking her and like you can actually take no for an answer like a human being, it seems fine. I don't know why he's so scared.
Hey, you'd do the same if you were me. I may be the board's chairman's son and all. Something scary even me. I want to graduate in one piece.
うちの女子の制服見るたびに規制を上げるトラウマなんて持ちたくねえよ。
You want me to freak out every time I see a girl in a school uniform?
Soujirou tilted his head to the side in confusion. Tobimaru had lost him with that comment.
まあいい。
Well, whatever.
それより、なんで青崎なんかがいいんだよ、宗次郎。
What is it about Ozaki that you like, anyway?
He tilted his head again, this time to the other side.
おい、お前、本当に青崎が好きなのか？
Whoa, ain't really that hot for her?
単に胸がドキドキ言ってるだけなら、それは恋じゃなくて恐怖だってオチもあるぜ。いくらその字がぼんやりでも、理由ってもんがあるだろ。
As if your heart pounds in her presence. That could be caused by fear, you know? Tell me you aren't stupid enough to like her for no good reason.
He tilted his head even further. What Tobimaru was saying sounded off, but Soujirou decided not to press the matter. All the more because he found many of his own emotions toward Aokazaki to be incomprehensible.
そうだなおかしい俺はあまり彼女を知らないのに
I bet it's like some kind of magical sense as well. Like, it's not just like love at first sight thing, I bet. I bet it's some kind of like sensing that she has magic in some way too. Because, you know, there's something up with him. Like with these fucking bandages.
It is kind of strange, to be honest. I don't even know her that well.
That was because they had not truly spoken to each other since the day she showed him around. Every time Soujirou tried to talk to her, she immediately got up and left. As fate would have it, they ended up working together that recent Sunday, but made only idle chatter on the way back.
けど飛び丸君は知らないだけなんだ
There's something you don't know either, Tobimaru.
時々なんだが誰かの視線を感じて振り返ってみるといつ失敗するかを心配して見ている人がいる
Ah.
Sometimes I feel someone's gaze on me. And when I turn around to see who it is, she's there. Looking like she's worried about me. That I'll mess up.
飛び丸の言う通りただ廊下で俺を見かけて単に監視していただけなのかもしれない本当は俺のことなんて気にせず素通りしたいのかもしれない
I know what you'll say. She just happened to see me in the hallway and was keeping an eye on me. Maybe she secretly wishes she could ignore me when we pass each other.
けどどんな種類であれ彼女の心配は本物だ
But whatever the reason, I believe her concern is genuine.
それにここが一番大事だと思うんだけど
And that's the most important thing about all this.
実際の話青崎のそういうところのおかげで俺は助かっていたりするんだ
Well, that is very sweet.
I believe that nature of hers has helped me out repeatedly.
His tone was measured and sincere. Tobimaru sighed with a tinge of regret. If not for those words, he could have introduced Soujirou to a more suitable girl with whom he could have lived out the rest of his school days in peace. He never went to such lengths for his other friends. Generally speaking, if it was of some benefit to him, he was unafraid of exploiting another. If they were of no use, he didn't bother getting involved with them. That was how Tobimaru Tsukichi operated. Soujirou happened to be of the type of person who provided no benefit to Tobimaru, yet somehow sparked in him a desire to help. It was not that friendship was completely alien to him. He just did not have many people he felt that close to. So if Soujirou had really fallen for Aoko, it was not his place, as a friend, to try to change his mind.
やれやれ。結局、惚れてるやつには理由なんていらねえんだな。
Well, I guess it's true that love knows no reason.
そんなことはない。理由なら一つある。彼女を一目見たときに綺麗だなって思ったぞ。
Ah, so it really was a love at first sight thing too. There's got to be a twist to this later, though. There's got to be like a twist. Like this would not happen so early on in the story, for no reason. There's got to be like a twist to this later on. I'm really interested in seeing what's going on, because the fact that this is happening in chapter motherfucking 2 implies that this is some kind of facade in a way. Or there's some other reasoning to this that we cannot comprehend right now.
I wouldn't say there's no reason for it. I can think of one at least. I thought she was beautiful the moment I first laid eyes on her.
Huh?
Huh?
Tobimaru's shoulders slumped.
なんだあんだけ恥ずかしいセリフ言っといて、要は外見に惚れてますな。結局見てくれかよ、宗次郎。
After all that, you just like her for her looks? Listen to yourself, Soujirou!
綺麗なものに見とれるのはいいことじゃないのか？
What's wrong with appreciating beauty?
自分を綺麗に見せる努力をしているんだから、外見から内面を判断するのはそんなおかしな話じゃないと思う。
I don't think there's anything wrong with judging someone by the physical appearance they worked hard to create.
Huh?
That sounded like a sophism to Tobimaru, but he had no counterpoint to offer.
しょうがねえ。わかったよ。この話はもうやめよう。その字が誰をてめえの女にするか、俺の知ったことじゃねえし。
Alright, I get it. I'll let it go. And about my business who you go after anyway.
Now, Tobimaru was mistaken about one major point during this whole conversation. Namely, that Soujirou was not head over heels in love with Aoko, and hoped to go steady with her. He merely liked her as a person. Nobody could have foreseen the massive calamity that would be caused by this simple misunderstanding.
だがよ、一つだけ忠告しておくぜ、宗次郎。
I've just got one piece of advice for you, Soujirou.
青崎は喧嘩をした相手だろうと別に嫌うわけじゃない。逆に言えば親切にしたって別に好かれるわけでもない。いい例が俺だ。
Just because Sasaki fights with someone doesn't mean she hates. And just because she's nice to someone doesn't mean she likes them. I'm a prime example of that.
Ah, damn. He spoke with a pained sigh, as if opening old wounds from the past.
そうか。
So he did like her as well at one point.
I see. What happened?
おう、昔な、あいつがあんまりに独
What
善的
the
だったんだよ。
fuck?
つい手を挙げかけちまったことがある。
Dude, what the fuck?
Long story short, she used to be really full of herself, and I once tried to hit her.
半年前の夏だ。
Damn,
1
dude.
年もあいつと生徒会やってたもんだから、俺も女っつうより戦友って気になっててな。
It happened last summer. I already had been working with her in the student council for a year at that point, so I'm more like a fellow soldier in the trenches than a girl.
つい勢いで平手打ちをしようと右手を上げた。我ながら
What
4番バ
the
ッターの
fuck,
角度と
man?
いう腰
That's
のひね
fucked
り。
up.
確かな実感とともに俺は勝利を確信したもんさ。
One day, I lost my temper and I took a swing at her. I like to think I got a mean right hook, and I slugged her pretty good, so I thought I won that round.
He had a distant look in his eyes as his words trailed off.
翌日になってこりゃ完全に敵扱いされたなと覚悟して生徒会室に
What
行って
the
みりゃ、
fuck, man? You're
青
kind of
崎はい
fucked
つも
up.
通りだった。
Next day, when I came to the student council room, I thought she'd be spoiling for a fight. She was the same as always.
で、以来あいつと俺は会長と副会長で収まってる。
And since then, we simply continued working together as president and vice president.
Soujirou sighed at his story. He then said with absolute confidence,
今の話を総合すると、君は単に
Yeah,
ボケたい
this
のか
guy's a fucking jerk, actually.
So, you just want to brag about how close you two are?
Kick his ass, Soujirou. Clearly, he had missed the point entirely.
なわけあるか。今の話のどこに甘酸っぱい要素があんだよ。
Are you kidding me? How the hell do you come to that conclusion after hearing a story like that?
俺としちゃあいつを女として見なくなった決定的な事件だったんだがね。
I'm telling you that from that day forward, I could never see her again as a woman.
なんだ違うのか
Oh, I was mistaken.
A look of disappointment filtered across Sojirou's face. Tobimar revised his opinion. Soujirou was something of a simpleton, but there was a quality to him that Tobimaro could not place.
とにかくだ。俺が言いたいのは、青崎青子の好き嫌いの基準ってのは普通じゃないってことだ。
Let's take it from me. Her standards are anything but normal.
いいことをすれば好かれる。気に入らないことをすれば嫌われる。ってわけじゃねえんだよ。あのお姫様は。
She won't like you for being nice to her, and she won't hate you for being mean to her. That's the kind of princess she is.
Damn, this guy is actually kind of an asshole. Soujirou answered that he would keep it in mind as he looked at the clock. They've been talking for a while, and lunch was almost over.
もう君からの話はないか
Is there anything else you want to discuss?
あ？初めからねえよ、そんなの。
Oh? I didn't have anything to discuss in the first place.
Why had Tobimar even brought him here in the first place? Soujirou tilted his head in wonder, but shook it off to do with the more pressing matters at hand.
よしじゃあもう少し付き合ってくれ飛び丸に聞きたいことがあったんだ
Ooh, let's see. Here's the big finish to the scene.
Could you stay a little longer? There's something I want to ask you. Huh?
Ooh, it's all tense now. I bet Sojirou's pissed. So Tobimaro sat up straight, having never seen Sojirou's face look so serious before. Soujirou set aside his rice bowl and cleared his throat.
実は昨日こんなことがあって
Oh yeah, it's about her magic power. I bet. Here's where we're gonna go to the flashback.
It's about something that happened yesterday.
He spoke solemnly. And as carefully as possible, He recounted what occurred the night before. There we go. Flashback time.
しずきくんいる？
Oh, not yet, apparently. Oh, now it is. Suzuki, you in here? It was 10 to 12, and lunchtime was quickly coming to an end. Her face popped into Class C. Oh, not yet, we're getting the flashback. As lively as ever, as if it were an everyday occurrence. Aoko Ozaki announced her presence. While Aoko wasn't part of Class C, she didn't let it bother her as she casually entered the classroom. In contrast, the baby birds who had been so noisily chirping while eating lunch quickly quieted and began to arrange their seats.
どういう意味よそれ？
Are they trying to tell me something? She bristled internally before looking around the room. She could not see the male student she had come here to find. He hardly stood out, so she thought he might be hidden in a corner somewhere, but that appeared to not be the case.
有里くん、出席番号12番のしずきくんは？
Arisato, do you have any idea where Suzuki from C12 is? Aoko kept her tone professional.
俺？しずきならさっき飛び丸殿下が連れて行ったよ。
What? Me? Suzuki left with His Highness Tobimaru a while ago.
The boy was shocked that she actually knew his name. One might think that the reason Susan's referred to Tobimaru Tsukichi by a royal title was because he was the chairman's son, but it's actually because he actually acted like royalty. In fact, the vice president was said to have taken a liking to the title.
飛び丸が？あいつしずきくんと仲いいの？
He's with Tobimaru? Are those two friends or something? She seemed surprised. The class seemed surprised at her surprise.
いいも悪いも築地くんが男子と仲良く話してるのって今まで見たことなかったよ私たち。
No idea. But we never seen Tsukiji to be that friendly with another boy before.
あ、木の実くんはバカだから別だけど。
Well, maybe Konomi. But he's an idiot, so that hardly counts.
そうだよな。初めは殿下もあんまり話してなかったけど、3日もしたら楽しそうに口喧嘩してたもんな。
Yeah, His Highness was slow to warm to him, but since the third day, it's been nothing but friendly arguments.
ま、しずき相手に突っ張っても仕方ないじゃん。あいつ変だけどいいやつだし。
Well, you can't really help but like Suzuki. He may be a little odd, but he's good people.
そうよね。いい人だもんね、宗十郎くん。
Like, totally. Soja is like really nice. Having recomposed themselves, Class C started chatting again. Aoko listened a bit before turning around and leaving the class with a later. All the Sojo talk finished as quickly as it started. Lunchtime was coming to a close in the student council room. Sojiro, having told his story, was smiling in satisfaction. Tobimaru, still sitting across from him, was frowning.
さあ、感想を聞かせてくれ。
So, what do you think?
Sojiro told his yarn as best he could. Tobimaru fingered his brow as if he was angry or concerned.
なあ、ソノジ。お前、人をバカにできるほど器用なやつじゃねえよな。
Yep, she totally fought a demon. Saved him from a demon. I bet.
Sonoji, you trying to make fun of me? Word of advice, leave that to us smart people, huh?
失礼な。器用な方だぞ俺は。
Take that back. I'm more clever than you think.
His response only confirmed Tobimaru's suspicions. It had to be one of two possible conclusions. That what Sojiro just told him was true. But that Sojiro was so tired that he must have been hallucinating at the time. Tobimaro sincerely hoped it was the latter.
宗十郎、率直に言って俺はお前が気に入っている。
To be honest, Soujirou, you're growing on me.
嘘のない人間なんてのは人間じゃね
Anybody that never lies can't really be considered human.
え。俺は人間嫌いだからそんなお前さんが気に入ってたりするんだが、そんなやつまで馬鹿げたことを言い出したら、俺は明日から何を頼りに昼飯を食えばいいんだ。
So, for a misanthrope like me, I suppose you could say it's easy to like you. If you're gonna stick to your dumb story, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for lunch starting tomorrow.
学食で食べればいいんじゃないか？
Oh my god.
Why not just eat in the cafeteria?
Hearing his suggestion, Tobimaru's face darkened.
わかった。はっきり言おう。それは幻覚だ。
Okay, I'll spell it out for you. You were hallucinating.
幽霊の正体見たり枯れ尾花ってやつだろうさ。それでも納得いかないってんなら、いい精神科を紹介してやる。
If you still insist you saw a ghost, I'd be more than happy to introduce you to a good psychiatrist.
それが君の感想か。よし、ならいいんだ。
So that's your take on it. Good to know.
As bitter as Tobimaru's words when it sounded to most, Soujirou swallowed them whole.
そりゃ俺だって神隠しの類だと思ったよ。
I already figured as much. Sounds like a tall tale to me too.
けど都会じゃもしかしてそれもありなのかもしれないだろ。確かめたかったのはそこなんだ。
I was starting to wonder if it was normal for that kind of thing to go on in a city. So I wanted to hear your opinion.
Satisfied, Soujirou finished off his last rice ball and neatly folded the cloth.
おい、すると何か
Hey, hold on a second.
お前は都会の人間は口から火を吹いたり、腕が伸びたりするのが普通だと思ったのか
You didn't actually think it was normal for people in the city to breathe fire and extend their arms like they're made of rubber, did you? Yo ho ho, take a bite of gum gum?
まあ普通じゃないけど特別でもないんじゃないかと思ったんだ。
Well, not normal. As much as within the realm of possibility.
ここは山にないものが溢れている何でもありの場所だ。だからそれぐらいやってのける人だってもしかしているのかなと。
City is full of extraordinary things we don't have up in the mountains. I thought it might have some extraordinary people as well.
That his face was as serious as it was made Tobimaru realize just how big a culture shock Soujirou must have been experiencing. Living up in the mountains with no electricity, in a place where the night sky was as it always has been, where humans were just one more organism in nature's garden. It made sense that those conditions would create a boy like him. The idea of children growing up so pure was an appealing one, but maybe it was natural to forgo civilization when your population was so small. Or perhaps it was so simple a world that excessive knowledge was deemed irrelevant. It was precisely because city life offered him so much that was impossible up until now that he had come to the conclusion that anything was possible here.
安心しろ。確かにこっちにはタチの悪い奴らばっかりだけどな。そんな魔法使いみたいな奴はいねえよ。
Relax. City might have a show of shady guys, but none of them are magicians in disguise.
そうだといいんだけど。
I hope you're right.
But Soujirou seemed unsure. And on Tobimaru's part, there were things to Sojirou's story that he found hard to swallow. Whether true or not, the incident Soujirou described was disturbing.
まあ、事の真偽というか、どんな間違いでそう見えたかは置いておいてだ。
For the time being, let's assume what you say actually happened.
結果だけ見れば、うちの生徒が夜の公園で人を殺したってことになる。 しかも双方控えめに表現しても普通じゃねえ。
That would ultimately mean that one of our school students killed someone in the park last night, and that neither of the parties involved were normal.
As a newcomer to town, Soujirou assumed that everyone his age was a student at the school. For better or worse, he was right.
一人は火炎放射器を持って、もう一人は、まあなんだ、なぎなたでも持ち出したのか、刃物らしきものが何メートルも伸びたときた。
One of them was equipped with a flamethrower, while the other had a naginata? Or at least a bladed weapon resembling one that was a good few feet in length.
Soujirou bobbed his head up and down as he listened to the disbelief in Tobimaru's voice. Hearing it repeatedly by someone else, he could see how someone might think he was taking them for a ride.
正気を疑うな。尋常じゃないぞその話。
Look, I'm not crazy. It really did happen like I said.
宗十郎、お前、実は俺をからかってんだろ。
Give it to me straight, Soujirou. You're pulling my leg, aren't you?
いや、全く。
No, I'm not.
けどまあ、都会にはそんな人間はいないんだろ
But I get it. There is no one in the city who can do that, right?
なら飛び丸の言う通り、夢でも見てたんだ。ここのところアルバイトと試験が重なって辛くて。
If not, I was probably just hallucinating like you said. Working part-time while studying for exams has been pretty tiring.
Winter break was just around the corner, and the end of term exams were but a week away. Both were proving formidable opponents for Soujirou.
俺は基本ができてないから、人の倍程度の勉強じゃ追いつけない。ほら、勉強ばかりしているとノイローゼをするんだろ
I don't even know the basics, so I need to study twice as hard as everyone else. I mean, anyone would start to lose it if they did nothing but study, right?
そりゃするんじゃなくてなるものだが、何にせよ、やりすぎ飲みすぎは良くねえわな。試験前ぐらいはバイト減らしたらどうだ？
I wouldn't say you're losing it, but you're definitely pushing yourself too hard. I cut back on work a bit until the exams are over.
減らしてはいるんだけどね。年末ってアルバイトを休む人も多くて、その代行も頼まれがちだし。
I've tried to cut back, but a lot of people take off at the end of the year, so they often ask me to fill in for their shifts.
He shrugged helplessly. It was obvious from his words that he had been busy. Even if he was not going crazy, lack of sleep could have caused him to daydream, even if this all did go down in the middle of the night.
なんだか大変そうだな、宗十郎。
Sounds tough, Soujirou.
ああ、実はかなり参ってる。都会の暮らしは深刻だ。
Yeah, city life has been exhausting.
Soujirou nodded with a pained look on his face. What was strange, however, was that he did not look the least bit tired.
泣き言言わねえのは感心するけどな。お前、新郎は顔に出ないたちか？
I'm impressed you never complain about it. You always look like nothing bothers you at all.
そりゃ、新郎はどこも痛まないからね。
Huh? That's just because it isn't bad enough to bother me.
As he answered, Soujirou looked up at the clock on the wall. Lunchtime was almost over.
飛び丸、時間だ。
Tobimaru, the time.
ああ、もうそんなに経ったか。気にせず先に行ってていいぜ。俺はまだ用があるからよ。
Really? It's that late already. You can go on ahead. I still have things to do.
Soujirou watched as Tobimaru made a gesture that seemed to lament the life of a student council member. His eyes looked as if they were looking at a piece of art, and not understanding its value.
授業をサボれる身分っていうのは羨ましいな。
I'm jealous that you can just skip class whenever you want.
そういうの、飛び丸が嫌いな手抜きじゃないのか？
I would have thought you were a stickler for the rules.
そりゃ誤解も甚だしい。俺の欠席は手抜きじゃねえ。特権ってやつだと言ったろ。
How many times do I have to tell you? It's not skipping when I got special permission!
The vice president angrily defended himself as he stood up. The transfer student merely gazed at him, unfazed.
おいおい、あれだけ説明したのに全然分かってなかったのか？
Hey, you're not honestly implying you still don't understand after all that, are you?
しょうがねえ。まず座れ。いいか、その字。
Oh well. Just sit down and listen, Sonochi.
常人を上回る英気と幸運を兼ね備えながら、座することなく精進してきた俺でも、ここを卒業しちまえば裸一貫になっちまうんだぞ。
I was granted talent and luck beyond that of most people. But I always put the work in. Once I leave here, I'm on my own. Now do you get it?
ひでえ話だ。
I'm sick of explaining this to people!
てめえの家柄を活用できんのはあと1年ちょいだけなんだぜ。これの一体どこが羨ましいってんだ。
My family status will only keep me afloat for one more year. What about that could you possibly envy?
普通一生続くはずの親の七光ってやつが、俺の場合はたった3年間しかねえんだからな。
Are you sure about that, dude? What? I don't think that's true. Most people don't have privilege. That's why it's called privilege.
Most people can live off privilege for their entire lives. But the best I get is 3 measly years!
となりゃ、有効なうちに使っておかなきゃ、もったいなくておちおち眠ってもいられねえ。
Wow, he's kind of a jerk.
I have to take advantage of what I have while I have it.
ああ、嫌だ嫌だ。何が嫌かって、バカどもとガン首並べて金勘定するのが嫌だ。たく、嫉妬渦巻く大人の世界じゃ、俺のオブラートみたいな心なんてパックリ飲まれて溶けちまうこと受け合いだろうさ。
That's the thought of having to count beans like the rest of the idiots out there gets me livid. The adult world is gonna kill me. The envy alone will be enough to destroy my fragile heart.
Well, he must have been joking. Soujirou took his tone to be completely sincere. He listened as he envied Tofimaru's ability to be so open about his feelings. From his frame of reference, there was nothing he could do but take Tofimaru for his word. When?
そんな権利なんて留年すればいくらでも引き延ばせるのに。
Seriously.
なんなら協力してあげましょうか。この私でよろしければ。
If you're looking to extend your privileges, why not stay in school? I'd be more than happy to arrange that for you. The door to the student council room flew open, washing away Sojirou's half-hearted responses to his friend. The frosty statement destroyed the warm atmosphere of the room. Hello, Frank. Welcome to the stream. And it also marked the abrupt end to Tofimaru Sakichi's reign there.
いや、いい。自分の夢は自分の力だけで叶えようと常々思ってるんだ。
No, I just mean that our dreams are something we take hold of ourselves.
そうなら今みたいな恥ずかしいこと力説しないでね。廊下にまで聞こえてたわよ、副会長さん。
Really? Then why not spend more time on that than this pathetic display? I could hear you all the way from the hallway, Mr. Vice President. Seriously. Not missing a beat, Aoko stepped inside the room. Her dark hair was slightly disheveled, as if she had been running. Her gaze missed sitting Soujirou entirely, and was focused completely on the ranting Vice President.
頑張れ、飛び丸。
Good luck, Tobimaru.
Soujirou quietly got up to head back to his classroom.
割と薄情なんだな。
That's cold, man.
Tobimaro grumbled in front of Aoko.
だって時間がない。
But it's almost time for class.
だからそういうのが白状とだな。
You're just proving my point. You're.
He cut himself off. Aoko briefly shifted her gaze to Soujirou.
時間がないのは私も同じよ。あなたにはいつも振り回される。
It's not like I have time for this either, you know. It feels like I'm always having to clean up after you. Not a complaint. It was her honest opinion.
なんだ要件は宗十郎かよ。
Wait, you're for Soujirou?
安心なさい。あなたにもあるから。
Don't worry, I'll deal with you next. Her eyes shimmered with a murderous glee. It was slightly different from the more sullen gaze to which Tobimaro had grown accustomed. For whatever reason, Aoko's mood seemed worse than usual.
しずきくん、あなた、走るのと泳ぐの、どっちが好き？
Suzuki, which do you prefer, running or swimming? Aoko asked abruptly. Soujirou frowned a little before saying he was fine with either one.
ダメよ。一つにして。
That won't do. Pick one.
泳ぐ方かな。けどどうして？
Swimming, I guess. Why do you ask?
あなたがまだどこの部にも所属してないから。
Because you still haven't joined a club. A succinct reply. One that left no room for Soujirou to object.
うちの校則読んだわよね。生徒はただ一人の例外もなく、部活動に参加しなくてはならない。
That's harsh, man. You have to be in a club? Out your roonies. Wow. Wow. That is harsh. You've read the school regulations. All students must participate in club activities.
正直どうかと思う校則だけど、決まりは決まりだから。
I'm not the biggest fan of it myself, to be honest. But a rule is a rule.
そんな無茶な。悪いけどそこまでの暇はないんだ。
That's crazy. How could I possibly find the time for that?
でしょうね。
How indeed. An equally terse response. She was typically to the point, but Tobimaro got the impression that she was expressly trying to keep her interaction with Soujirou short. Yeah, I'm glad she doesn't like it, because that is a harsh-ass rule, man. It's also kind of like, man, that is kind of really prejudice against the students who have to work, like, you know, to keep up for their tuition. Damn. Like, what the hell, man? They stared at each other in silence. Tobimaro stood breathlessly silent on the sidelines until Soujirou broke the impasse.
青崎は分かってると思ってた。
I thought you of all people would understand, Aozaki.
あ、いや違う。きっと分かっているんだな。
I mean, of course you do.
うん。だから、そこが強いんだろうね。
That's what makes you strong.
Soujirou stood up from his seat. He walked past Aoko and into the hallway.
それ、明日からでいいんだろ？
Do you mind if I start tomorrow?
しずきくんがいいならね。
Whatever works for you, Suzuki. He did his best to force a smile before leaving the student council room. Damn. That is harsh. While watching the events play out, Tobimaro found himself deeply impressed with Soujirou. He could tell from Aoko's behavior that she was trying to get a rise out of Soujirou. Soujirou, on the other hand, didn't react. Heedless of what Aoko was doing, he simply went on his way. To Tobimaro, it's hard to believe that Soujirou had not taken offense. From his point of view, Sojirou's poker face had been the performance of a lifetime.
いや、でも 何が強いんだろうな、会長。
The kid had some balls, huh, President?
He looked at Aoko curiously. Aoko stood completely still, staring at the wall.
青崎
Hey, Ozaki?
Aoko showed no response.
おい、会長。青崎。青子女子。おい、聞いてんのかよ、青崎青子。
Yo, El Presidente! Ozaki, come in, Lady Oko. I'm talking to you, Oko Ozaki!
さいはね、青を呼ぶな。
Enough with the oh already, God! Jeez. Her fury echoed across the student council room. It was a beautiful sound that could be heard into the hallway and made Tobimaru's round from earlier pale in comparison.
やかましい。うるせえのはてめえも同じだ。
Look who's talking, Miss Megaphone!
Professor shouting was still ringing in his ears, or he was just the type to answer a shout with a shout, but he shot back reflexively.
そんなんだから男の一人もできねえんだよ、お前は。ほら、目覚めたか？
You are a jerky McJerkface.
No wonder you can't get a boyfriend. Do you have your attention now?
別にあなたの声は聞こえてた。煩わしかったから無視してただけよ。黙らせるの面倒だし。
I could hear you before. I was just ignoring you because you were annoying me, and I thought it'd be easier than getting you to shut up.
てめえな、俺はカカなんかか、おい。
You got some nerve. And am I a mosquito to you?
コミュニケーションが成立しない点で言えば、あっちのがまだ上品よね。
A mosquito would offer better company, so no.
ほう。
Good.
その心は？
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
That you're a fucking asshole.
お互い何を言ってるかわからない。意味のない会話なら、仰せみたいなものでしょ。
We never see eye to eye. Talking to you is like going on a date. Both pointless activities. Based on that statement, Aoko must have been under the assumption that dating was the act of two lovers whispering nonsense to each other.
問題は、お前にとって意味のある会話ってのがどの程度の価値かってことだが、まあいいか。
The real question is what the hell qualifies as company to you, but whatever.
いつになくきついじゃねえか、青崎。
You're awfully harsh today, Ozaki.
ちょっとね。今愛嬌振りまける状況じゃないのよ。
Maybe a little. This isn't exactly the time to make nice.
不思議だ。この2年間で青崎の愛嬌なんてものは見たことがないんだが。
Funny you mention that. I haven't seen you try to be civil at all in the last 2 years.
飛び丸のいない時に振りまいてたの。
Oh, I'm always civil. Just not when you're in the same room.
そうかよ。やっぱりあの時のこと恨んでるんだろう。生徒会長さんはよ。
I mean, who wouldn't be? Seriously.
Oh, that's how it is. You're still upset with me for what happened, aren't you?
A little stat welcome this stream. There was only one thing that Tobimaru could be talking about. The incident that occurred in the student council room this past summer.
え？ずいぶんと昔の話じゃないそれ。
Huh? Isn't that ancient history at this point?
そんなどうでもいいことに容量を使っちゃもったいないわよ。ただでさえ脳の覚醒部分が少ないのに。
Wow. Don't you think you should stop wasting brain power on this? I mean, you got so few brain cells to work with as is. As the conversation wore on, Aoko's murderous aura began to fade, and her sharp gaze gave way to a calmer demeanor rarely seen from her. It was quite possible that nobody besides Tobimaru had ever seen this side of her at school before.
ご忠告どうも。俺だってあんなことは忘れてよ。
Thanks for the concern, Psych. And as for the record, not like I want to relive it either.
ただ、さっきその字がバカなこと言いやがるから、つい思い出しちまったんだよ。くそ、 考えてみりゃ場所まで一緒じゃねえか。
It's just when Sonoji was being an idiot earlier, kind of reminded me of how it went down. Now to think of it, is the room it happened in.
Despite his ranting, his face betrayed a touch of nostalgia. Aoko, on the other hand, was scowling.
ちょっと待って。
Hold on.
あの話、彼にしたの？
You didn't tell him about what happened, did you?
おう、俺がてめえになんで会長になんか立候補したのよ。あんたは副会長って顔でしょ、どう見ても。なんて挑発されて、
Okay, let's get some
生涯最高
clarification.
の月をしたところまでな。
Let's get some clarification on this. Because now he's saying he tried to punch her, as opposed to punched her. So let's see what exactly happened.
Sure did. At least how you mocked my candidacy for president and told me my face had sidekick written all over it. And the part where I took the bait and tried my damnedest to punch you for it.
Aoko let out a sigh, as if relieved that Tobimaru had not told Soujirou the rest of the story. Okay, so there's more to that story. Even she wasn't sure why.
あれは確かにびっくりするぐらいいい月だった。思わず体が反応しちゃったものね。
Did she like catch the punch or something? Like, huh. I'll admit that was quite a punch though. It was enough to make me react on reflex.
ところで、私そんなこと言ったっけ？
Did I really say that, by the way?
言った。しかも俺が保健室に運ばれたのをこれ幸いと強引に副会長にしやがった。
Okay, so it was more of a fight. Okay, so she hit him back. I see, that's good. And they got into a fight. Okay, that's way better than what it seemed like before when he told the story.
You sure did. And not only that, after I was taken to the infirmary, you had the balls to tell me you did me a favor by forcing me to be your number 2.
Since that day, Tobimaru had served as the vice president of the person who deserved the role from it.
いいけどな。俺に会長職は合わねえって分かったし、副会長の方が性に合ってやがる。会長なんてやってたら、危うく親父みたいな野郎になってただろうしよ。
That's fine, though. The president's chair doesn't suit me anyway. I feel much more at home as the vice president. Your job would have probably turned me into my dad.
プライド高い分、できることは全部やるからね、飛び丸は。
Your pride's never allowed you to give anything less than your best.
会長職に先進するあまり、気がついたら優等生になってたあんたも見たかったけど。
You might be a little too comfortable in student council, though. Makes me wonder how you would have looked as an honor student.
やめてくれ、ゾッとしねえ。
Don't even go there. Even thinking about it gives me the creeps.
So he was just kind of, like, oddly bragging, I guess, to Soujirou before. That's an odd thing to brag about.
猫かぶるのはお前だけで十分だ。
Having one wolf in sheep's clothing around here is bad enough.
Tobimaru shooed Aoko away like an annoying pest. It's a typical example of the crude verbal abuse they exchanged on a daily basis, with a witness that only two longtime foes could manage. Wittiness, I should say.
なんでそんな話したのよ。
So, what'd you tell him?
は？
Tell who what?
半年前のここの事件をなんで彼に話したのよ。
Why'd you tell him what happened between you and me?
ああ、そっちか。いや、あいつがバカな
Oh,
こと
and
口
now
走っ
she's
たからなん
gonna
だ。
ask. Oh my god.
Oh, that. I was just trying to put a stop to the nonsense he was spewing and...
It's odd that he told the story in a way that made him sound much worse. He stopped himself before he had said any more. He knew better than to let slip the fact that Soujirou had a thing for Aoko. Everyone knew guys didn't sell each other out like that, even if it was all in truth a misunderstanding.
それよりさっきのはないんじゃねえのか、青崎。
Anyway, what the hell was that before, Ozaki?
お前、宗十郎に恨みでもあんの？
That's some grudge you got against Soujirou.
7日以上前の恨みを引きずるほど私はお姫様じゃないつもりだけど。
I'm not some princess who goes around holding grudges for something that happened over a week ago, you know. He wanted to retort that she was more like a queen than a princess. But he'd come to know her too well over the past 2 years to dig himself into a hole like that.
恨みはないね。それにしちゃ恋に喧嘩売ってただろ。なんでだ？
Okay, so why'd you pick a fight with him?
確かに調子の狂うやつだが、あいつほどいいやつはいねえだろうに。
I mean, he does throw you off when you talk to him, but there's not an evil bone in his body.
I've never seen an expression like that on her face.
おい待て。なんだその足元のシロアリを見るかのような態度は。
Whoa. Why are you looking at me like you just stepped in a turd?
別にあんたまでそのセリフを言うのかって心底から見避け果てただけよ。
Oh, no big reason. Hearing you say that, I was just thinking that I've never met such a despicable person in my life.
まあいっか。いいやつ、いい人、結構じゃない？喧嘩を売る相手としちゃ上等
Why are
だ
you trying
わ。
to bully him?
誰も憎んであげないなら私ぐらいそうしないとね。
Well, that's not nice, Aoko. Why are you trying to bully Soujirou? That's not nice at all. Well, whatever. So he's a good guy? That makes him the perfect person to pick a fight with. If nobody else will do it, the job falls to me, right? She said casually, having regained her composure. Well, that's not very nice.
しないとねって、お前。
You just can't help yourself, huh?
Tobimaru could not follow her reasoning at all. Tobimaru was used to her Aoko's erratic trains of thought, but hating Soujirou for no reason seemed needlessly cruel. Yeah, seriously. His friend's naive and innocent face came to mind, and then he blurted,
けど、
Is she
宗
just...
十郎は青崎が好きなん
Oh
だ
my
ぜ。
god!
それでも嫌いなのか？
I do wonder if she's just being tsundere. I think that's probably what it is.
But Sojirou's taking a shine to you, Ozaki. How can you hate him knowing that?
Oh, you just blurted it out like that. Oh my god. His... Oh my god. His vow of silence had lasted not even 2 minutes.
いや、今のはな、青崎。
Oh my god.
What I meant was...
Oh my god. He tried to take it back, but it was too late. She had heard his words loud and clear. All I could hope for now was that she would take it well.
そりゃそうでしょ。好き嫌いは誰にもあるし。
Because I like what I like and dislike what I don't like.
けどこればかりはね。彼が私と仲良くしたいって言っても、私は嫌いなんだから仕方ない。
Just because he wants to be friends doesn't mean I have to suddenly like him. Stone cold Aoko. Damn. Tobimaru found himself filled with indignation at how detached Aoko was being.
いや、そんなお友達感覚の話じゃなくてだな。
Don't you get it? This isn't just about friendship.
そういう好き嫌いじゃなくて、その字は本気でお前に惚
Now,
れてるって
now
言
he's
っ
just
たん
going
だ
all
よ。
in. Now he's just going all in. Damn. What the fuck, man? What the hell?
And that just didn't mean he only likes you either. Believe when I said that Sonoji really is a thing for you.
He shouted, his face the embodiment of sincerity. Aoko gave him a blank stare. It was the face of someone who had lost their wallet hours earlier and was only just realizing it now. The first instance of doubt that ushers in the reality of the situation. Not an instant is all it was.
で
So what? She answered coolly, as if she had no idea why it should matter to her at all.
出ときたか。鬼でもなけりゃ悪魔だな。お前って女は。
So yeah, I think she was being
よかろう。
tsundere
聞こえなかったのならもう一度言ってやる。
with the whole bullying thing. That's my current opinion, like that she's just doesn't understand her own feelings and is being tsundere to Soujirou.
So what? We get born in hell? Oh, say you didn't hear me and I'll say it again. Soujirou!
Tobimaru gave up any pretense of masculine solidarity and fired back hard.
いいわよそんなのつまらないもの
Don't bother. I couldn't care less. She ruthlessly cut him off. Oh my god. Thinking of the voice who still harbored unrequited love for Aoko, Tobimaru tried hard to come up with a name befitting the demoness in front of him.
なるほどねそれでさっきの話に結びつくわけだ
No, I see. So that's what you told him about our little incident.
へえ柄にもなく友達思いじゃない殿下
Demon face Aoko. Who could have thought that His Highness could be so considerate to his friends?
ってことは聞くも無残語るも無情っていう私の噂話教えてあげたんでしょ
I bet you also told him all the nasty rumors floating about me too, huh? Ooh. She laughed as a fiendish smile adorned her face. Tobimaru repented to God, whoever and wherever he or she might be, for ever bringing up Aoko's love life.
飛び丸にしちゃ正しい判断ね褒めてあげるからどんな話をしたのか聞きたいな私
You did the right thing, Tobimaru. Now be a good little vice president and tell me every single thing you've told him. She was smiling, but Tobimaru wished she'd at least try to hide the bloodlust.
代表作とここでの事件を2つばかり。
Just two things, really. The story you're most infamous for, and what happened in this room.
Aoko nodded with satisfaction as she listened to Tobimaru's hesitant answer.
こういう時噂話って便利よねうるさいのを追っ払ってくれるからでもそんな話を考えなしで広めたら大変だからこれからは気をつけてね
Rumors like those can come in handy sometimes. You can use them to chase off annoying people. Just be careful about who you tell, okay? Had this been in writing, the chillingly sweet tone of her words could have been signed with a heart. Whether angry or happy, Aoko spoke in a disturbingly cute manner when she was in a heightened emotional state. Tobimaru took note of this new discovery, aware that it did nothing to get him out of the situation.
ああ、俺も命は惜しいからな。口はもう滑らねえよ。
Don't worry. I value my life, so I'll shut my mouth.
けどよ、青崎。本気で宗十郎が
I
嫌いなの
doubt
か
it. I doubt it. I doubt that she actually hates him.
But Ozaki, do you really hate Soujirou that much?
He knew that it was a topic he would be better off avoiding, but he tried asking anyway. The bonds between men at times shone more beautifully than a pearl.
まあ好きじゃないから嫌いっていうわけじゃないけど私が彼のことを嫌う理由は自分でもわからない
Well, I may not like him, but that doesn't mean I hate him. I'm not even sure why I feel the way I do.
だからダメなのねきっと
Which is probably the problem. Perhaps to placate Tobimaru, Aoko paused in contemplation before she answered. Giving it a moment without immediately blurting out a response, meant that not even he could complain.
そうか。ま、そういうことならしょうがねえか。
Ah. I guess that makes sense.
何しろ、綺麗さっぱり感情論だ。お互い理由もなく好きと
Yeah,
嫌い
that's
じゃ
true.
手を貸す隙間もねえわけだし。
I wonder if the magic has anything to do with it. Like, I bet Soujirou is magical in some way too.
As much as emotional arguments can make sense. There's nothing I can do if neither of you understand why you feel the way you do.
Thinking that would be the end of it, Tobimaro looked up toward the ceiling and silently apologized to Soujirou. However, his final sentence appeared to have piqued Aoko's interest.
待って。今の、どういう意味？
Wait, what do you mean by that? Her faux cheer had vanished. Failing to pick up on this, Tobimaro answered nonchalantly.
いや、あいつもさ、青崎に惚れた理由がわからないなんて言いやがってよ。
Yeah, he said the same
まあ
thing.
違ったか。理由なんてないなんて意味だったかな。
Oh, nothing. It's just that Soujirou also said he wasn't exactly sure why he liked you. More like, there was no particular reason for how he felt, I think.
Tobimaro was still in disbelief that Soujirou had been charmed by Aoko's appearance, so he purposely left that part out.
理由はない。ですって。
Shh, she's pissed. He said he likes me for no reason.
ああ、なんで。俺がいくらお前の噂話をしても無駄だった。天津さえなんて言ってたかな。あ、そうそう。理由はどうあれ、青崎の心配は本物なんだとか、自分はそれで助かってるとか、俺なんかには言えないセリフだったのは確かだね。どうにも。
Yeah, I mean, I even told him all about the rumors around you. Had no effect on him whatsoever. What'd he say again? Oh, right. It was going on about how genuine your concern for him was and how it really helped him. It's almost too mushy for me to repeat out loud.
はっきりしてんのは、他の野郎どもと違って、噂を聞いても手を引く素振りなんざみじんもなかったってことだけ。
All I can say is that unlike the other boys, the rumors didn't faze him in the least.
He's just telling everything. My god. Tobimaro finally noticed a shift in Aoko's demeanor. A lot of reflections used, yeah. She was scowling at the wall. She glared out in silence like it was her worst enemy, and this continued for several minutes.
何それ？さっきといいそれといい、どこかで聞いたようなことばっかり。
What the hell is that? Why can't I shake the feeling that I've heard all this before somewhere? My god, she is vibrating. So great was her ire that the gnashing of her teeth was audible. The irritation seethed until it reached the point that Aoko forgot Tobimaro was even in the room. Tobimaro looked heavenward for forgiveness, something he brought further calamity down upon Sojirou's head. Dude, you are the worst friend ever!
少しわかったわ。なんであいつが気に食わないのか。
I kinda get it now. I think I know why I don't like him. Seriously, Oddjars. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Tobimaro looked away as if to indicate that he'd rather not know. But Aoko ignored him and began to grumble venomously.
あいつ、私が嫌いなやつと言動が似てるのよ。
The way he acts and talks reminds me of someone I despise!
誰彼構わずいい人扱いされるところとか、妙にふわふわしてるところとか、いちいち私の勘に触るところとか。
Like how everyone thinks he's an angel. I know nothing to stop bothering. Maybe it's good how good he is at getting on my nerves. Glancing idly up at the clock, Tobimaru thought the last part just sounded like misplaced anger. And that was that. Once 1 o'clock had come and gone. 1 o'clock had come and gone.
わかった。もういい。この話をした俺が悪かった。
Fine, I get it. Sorry I said anything.
で、俺に用ってのはなんだよ。言っとくけど、もう授業始まってるぜ。
So, did you need me for anything? Class has already started, you know.
授業ってなんでいつ
Huh? What do you mean by class? When did it?
いや、さっきその字が出てってから、青崎がギラーンって壁に睨んでた時にチャイムが鳴った
Oh
んだ
my
よ。
god.
いいのか、生徒会長。5次元目ばっくれて。
The bell rang right after Zenoji left, around the time you were busy being pissed off at the wall. Tell me, Miss President, are you allowed to miss 5th period?
いいわけないでしょ。なんで黙ってんのよあんたは。
Of course I'm not! Why didn't you say something? She looked like she was on the verge of tears as she shouted and pulled at his necktie. Tobimaru raised his hands in mock surrender, a gesture reserved for only the true victor. Oh my god.
蚊の方がエレガントなんて言いやがった仕返しだ。思い知るがいい。男の純情を踏みにじったり焼き殺したりするエリート
Oh
悪
my
魔。
god.
Consider this revenge for saying I was worse than a mosquito. Hopefully you've learned your lesson, O hellish demon who feasts upon the hearts of men.
相変わらず細かく根に持つ男。言動には言動で返しなさいよね卑怯者。
You're so petty, you know that? You're supposed to repay insults with insults, you coward! She tightened his necktie around his neck with a yank. The vice president smiled a thuggish grin, as if her reaction made his victory that much sweeter.
お前の古典が破滅に向かっているのは周知の事実。そして A 組の5次元目は言うまでもない。藤代のばあさん。青崎のこと嫌ってるしな。
Ha! It's no secret yet it's remedial classics. And I don't have to tell you teaches class A during 5th period. I'll bet Fujishiro is gonna have your head.
Fujishiro had one of the longest tenures at the school, so it was only natural she would be in charge of teaching the classics.
さあ、こんなところで俺のネクタイを引っ張る余裕があるのなら、急いで自分の教室に立ち返るがいい。
This is where you stop yanking on my tie and haul your ass to the classroom?
情けだ。別に止めはしねえよ。
I won't even try to stop you. Am I not merciful?
くそ、あんたなんかにはめられるなんて。このまま死んでしまえ。
Damn it all! I can't believe you of all people pulled one over on me! Just die already! She choked him even harder with his necktie. As Aoko put words in action and mercilessly strangled Tobimaru, he saw his life flash before his eyes.
いや、待て待て、本当に死んじまうだろうが。今ならまだ間に合う。10分過ぎたら遅刻から欠席扱いだぞ。
Wait, stop! I'm gonna die. It isn't too late. Do you want them to mark you absent?
Aoko glanced up the clock. It's only 1:07. Her route was from the student council room on the 2nd floor to Class A classroom on the 3rd floor. If she ran, she could make it.
命拾ったわね、飛び丸。
I'll let you live, Tobimaru. This time. Aoko clicked her tongue disappointedly. What disturbed Tobimaru was that it didn't sound like an empty threat.
あと放課後、ここにいて。頼みたいことがあるのは本当なんだから。
Be here after school. I actually do have something I need you to do. She was halfway out of the room before she even finished her sentence. Finally all alone, Tobimaru closed the open door, locked it, and slumped into a chair.
たく。ああしてる分には楽しいやつなんだけどよ。青崎は。
That was a very funny chapter. Never a dull moment. Oh.
Never a dull moment without Zaki around, that's for sure.
leaned back in the creaky folding chair and let out a sigh. The weather outside was beautiful, but the sunlight waned early in the winter. Before long daylight would fade, and the unheated student council room would grow colder and colder. All the good equipment, like the heater, ended up in the main office, so you had no choice but to settle in for a chilly afternoon.
こんな天気が続けばいいんだがね。天気予報じゃまた雲行き怪しいって話だが。
Since you guys said this was a shorter chapter, I'm guessing the next chapter is going to be about what happened last night.
If only this weather would last. Shame that the forecast predicted more clouds.
After a somewhat suggestive monologue, Tobmore's mind drifted. He idly wondered to himself whether Soujirou was an overcast day or a clear day sort of guy. But no answers came. How much is left in the chapter? Do you know? Because I do have to stop soon. I have less time on the weekdays than I do have on the weekends. School day over, Soujirou headed straight to his job. While the school had approved his jobs at the Chinese restaurant and fish market in Misaki's shopping district, there was other work he hadn't mentioned to them. 10 or 20 minutes, that's perfect. That's perfect. And it was not because he knew that they would complain at him working too many, but rather because of the illicit nature of one job in particular. Illicit? Today's workplace was a pachinko parlor. In front of Yashiroga Station. Soujirou changed out of his school uniform into a black faux tuxedo uniform, then began cleaning the storefront. Yashiroga was the jewel of Misaki City, a busy place with a vast assortment of commercial centers and shopping arcades. Where there were people en masse, there were products made en masse. A romantic might describe it as a place of joy. A realist would note the free enterprise, and a cynic would point at all the garbage. This music sounds a bit like Uma Musume background music. Local authorities had attempted to beautify Yashirogi, but there was one basic tenet of society they could not overcome. This establishment was the embodiment of that rule. Businesses such as this attracted the dregs of society, and as such, the front of the parlor had to be cleaned several times a day. Soujirou stood outside in the winter cold, sweeping up used cigarette butts, picking up discarded flyers, and tossing empty cans into the trash. Something about it must have reminded him of mountain life, because he cheerfully finished the job with ease. After making sure the storefront was acceptably clean, he returned to the inside of the parlor where it was nice and warm. Blinding lights, deafening sounds, and the oppressive odor of tobacco assaulted him as he passed through the parlor on his way to the office.
店長、外回りの掃除終わりました。
Boss, I finished cleaning outside.
はい、ご苦労様。それでいいかな。2階の40番台のお客さんの様子見てきてくれない？
Good job. I got something else for you. Could you check on the customer on machine 40 on the second floor for me?
どうも懐に飲んでそうなんだよね。
I have a hunch he might be cheating.
His boss was a good-natured man. He used to work a desk job. The reason he employed someone like Soujirou, even though he was clearly a student, was not because he admired him for working his way through school. It was because of all the other employees were scary and intimidating, and he wanted at least one employee who was not.
いいんですか？トイレの掃除まだですけど。
Are you sure? I still haven't cleaned the toilets.
いいのいいの。なんかね、 カメラの死角にいるんでいまいち確証取れないの。
That's fine, it's fine. She's in security camera's blind spot. So we have no way of confirming whether she's up to no good.
そうちゃん、今のところ的中率 100% でしょ。様子見てきてくれないかな。
I want you to go because you got a sixth sense about these things. Go check on her, will you?
Hearing that, Soujirou put away his cleaning equipment and headed upstairs. It was a typically large-scale pachinko parlor with 2 floors. It prided itself on being a local establishment that was satisfied with taking the locals' money little by little, without resorting to more exploitative means. But regardless of the parlor's intentions, its customers were not so scrupulous. Among them were casual players, professional gamblers, and cheaters, looking to profit by exploiting whatever loopholes they could find. Of particular prevalence was a device developed in the mid-80s that could disrupt a machine's circuitry from the outside and make it much easier to get what was called a 777 jackpot. Really? Damn. That's crazy. As much as the parlor wanted to deny these cheaters entry, it needed to present hard evidence of cheating, or risk losing customers. Particularly in the service industry, innocent until proven guilty was not a role taken lightly. As a result, they could only punish the customers they caught in the act. Such cheaters were known as gotoshi, a slice of society which Soujirou knew nothing about. What he did know was that they were inconveniencing his employer and violating the rules. He went upstairs. The radio and game machine sound on the second floor were quieter than the cacophony downstairs. There were 100 game machines on the ground floor and over 80 on the second. While there were some empty seats here and there, it was a solid evening turnout. Hello, Saw, welcome to the stream. The machine mentioned by his boss was in the center aisle. Soujirou nonchalantly leaned back against the wall and watched the customer hit the jackpot over and over again. Damn, oh, that sounds like cheating to me. Oh, who is this? It's an actual character. Who is she? The second he saw her, his gut told him that she was not cheating. He still was not sure what made someone a masterful swindler. But if it meant they were special, this woman certainly fit the description. It was almost as if he could feel the luck emanating from her. That is a tight-fitting coat. As the customers looked on, she silently turned the handle again and again. She appeared older than Soujirou. She wore a green, form-fitting one-piece dress. Oh, it's a dress, not a coat. A pair of stockings covered her legs. Damn, she looks super pretty. Her slender legs were gracefully crossed, and her elegance suited a painting better than a casino. Her dark reddish hair was cut short in a bob, perfectly framing her stylish spectacles and crimson lips. Holy shit, she has glasses too? Oh man. Truth be told, something was off about this picturesque beauty, ringing the jackpot over and over again. I wonder if she's using magic. 4 boxes worth of pachinko balls sat at her feet, and her winning streak showed no sign of abating. She looked bored as her slender porcelain fingers lifted a long cigarette to her lips. Really? You've seen her somewhere? First time we've seen her.
Feels like I've seen her somewhere.
Just that thought crossed his mind. Her gaze turned toward the wall and Soujirou. Ah, she's totally magic. Suddenly a chill ran down his spine. He reflexively covered his mouth to keep from shrieking.
あの人、昨日の。
Really? No way! She looks completely different.
It's her. The woman from yesterday.
Oh. He's not talking about the church. It's something we didn't see. Acting on pure instinct, Soujirou took off running. He headed straight downstairs, desperate to not be on the same floor as her. He would have run straight out the door, but for his obligations to his job.
店長、早退します。それと、2階の人は問題ないです。
Boss, I'm leaving early. The person upstairs is fine.
He tried to keep his composure as he spoke, jamming his school uniform into a paper bag as he ran out the parlor. Cloudy weather brought the shadow of night over Yashidogi. As he ran through the shopping arcade toward the station, she is totally magic, and apparently, I wonder if she's like the master of those demons. Ooh. He shot up the long staircase like an arrow, quickly pulled his train pass from his wallet, and passed through the ticket gate. Well, if she was cheating, she was probably using magic to cheat. The ticket gate was crowded with people standing around, walking and talking. Station attendant by the automatic ticket machine had an unpleasant look on his face. There was now familiar comforting hustle and bustle around him. Just another day in the city. Nothing like what he witnessed the night before. He could finally breathe again. The momentary rush of relief brought him to an abrupt stop. He nervously turned around. There was no way that dangerous individual could be behind him.
って考えてみると。
She looks nothing like Toko from Danganronpa. Yeah, she has glasses and brown hair, but that's where the similarities end.
Wait, why would I even...
He couldn't even think of a good reason why he'd fled so desperately. Ooh, does he have some freaking sixth sense? Sensing people's magical power levels? Or their murderous intent? I wonder. As far as he could remember, he hadn't even seen the threat's face long enough to form an opinion about her. Soujirou gave himself a good slap on the cheek to put himself together, and quickly made his way down to the platform. Oh, well, I just call them demons. Spheromancer. I think because they were very demon-y sounding. They pretty much looked like robot demons. Unfortunately, the next train was 10 minutes away, and panicking would do him no favors, so he quietly found an empty seat and sat down. He took another deep breath. He was surrounded by people waiting for the train just like he was. And no sign of anyone pursuing him. His head finally cleared up, and he assured himself that he was overthinking things. Though he was surprised at how heavy his shoulders felt.
疲れてるのは分かってる。自分の体のことだし。
I'm just tired. I'm sure of it. I know my own body best, after all.
Soujirou sighed at his greater than expected fatigue. He had certainly struggled since coming down from the mountains, but in retrospect it could have been worse. Physically, he was probably holding up fine. He was much less confident in his mental state. Hello, Dr. Philly Joel, back in the stream. The city in the mountains could not have been more different.
She's right behind me, isn't she?
I do. He had been slow to recognize the differences and adapt. Acclimation was simple enough. Humans were nothing if not adaptable. Ah, I love that line from the Big O. Even without any effort, one would learn to adjust over time. It's a shame we never got the third season, and we never know what's actually going on in the story. Recognizing the challenges had been the hard part.
そりゃとにかく難しいことだらけだし
Actually, it's all been difficult.
Soujirou grumbled a complaint he'd never uttered before. Damn, he never used to be this down. To be honest, he was still afraid to wander around town. There were so many things city people took for granted. That Soujirou he had yet to grasp. It was little wonder that this never-ending chain of surprises would wear on him.
そっか疲れてるのは体じゃないのか
Oh, it isn't my body that's tired.
だからあんな幻を見る
That would explain the hallucination.
He muttered to himself, then shook his head. That which exists, exists. Such was the way of all things. Now I just want to go for an Umineko exists in quotes. Tobimaru had called it hallucination, but Soujirou knew that what he saw was real. City was a magical kingdom compared to the mountains. If there were real magicians secretly living here, that should have been no surprise at all. That thought alone made his legs tremble. It took him a moment longer to realize that they were quivering out of fear. He had feared the unnatural ever since he encountered a wild bear on a mountain path as a child.
いやあれはこんなもんじゃなかったっけ
But this is nothing like that.
なりふり構わず泣き叫んだもんなあの時は
I cried and screamed my head off back then.
Soujirou smiled a little as he recalled his traumatic childhood memory. Anyone would have fainted at the sudden appearance of a growling beast that towered over 6 feet tall. The monster in the movie that Soujirou saw not 2 days ago was the equivalent of a cuddly stuffed animal when compared to the wild mountain creatures. He was reminded that he faced far worse before, and that his ordeal now was something he could endure.
そうだよな今の問題はちらっと聞こえた最後のセリフか
He's
捕まえ
being
て始末する
He's being targeted.
どうなんだ
Ooh.
That's right. The problem now is what I heard someone say at the end. What's catch and eliminate supposed to mean?
At face value, the meaning was obvious, but the implications were simply too frightening to contemplate seriously. Perhaps he had misheard the words, or perhaps the speaker had misspoke.
都会のルール誰かがきっと罰しに来るか
The law of the city means someone will deal out punishment eventually.
Even as he said it, the idea didn't feel quite real. It was hard to imagine that it applied to him. So Soujirou breathed in and closed his eyes. His vision dimmed, putting the illuminated cityscape out of sight and out of mind. For now, he resolved to put last night's events behind him. When he opened his eyes, his breathing had calmed.
それでさ
I wonder.
青崎を殴りつけようとして結局どうなったんだ飛び丸
What happened to Tobimaru when he tried to hit Ozaki?
The question suddenly popped into Sojirou's head. Like, Tobimaru initially said he hit her, but then later on he dialed that back when he was actually talking to Aoko, and he said he tried to hit her. Which I assume that means because Aoko is like such a badass that she dodged or caught the punch and hit him right back. The question suddenly popped into Sojirou's head. He decided that he would ask next time, and stood up from his chair. A long streak of light blazed by, announcing the arrival of the next train. Oh, there we go. nights. Right on cue. Perfect timing, y'all. All right, so next time we're finally going to see what happened the night before. All right, lots of intrigue. I would Spheromancer, except I really have to go right now. Yeah, if this was a weekend, I totally would do it. But yeah, I'll do it at the start of next stream. And next stream is going to be in a weekend. So, yeah. So, I'll be able to stream for much longer. On, what will it be? Friday night. Yeah. No, actually. Damn it, now I'm all fucked up. So, yeah, we have Trails tomorrow, which is Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. And, yeah, next one will be, damn it. No, that's right. Next time should be a shorter one, too, because it's going to be Thursday night, Friday morning. Fuck berries. All right, so I'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll just get up a bit earlier. All right, you guys. So until next time, I'm really loving the vibes. Like this, it's clearly a slow burn, but you know, slow burn, Umineko is also a slow burn. And that ended up just being my favorite visual novel of all time. I don't know. Not that much. All right, so I'm really looking forward to next time. Until then, I will say so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts.